So, final fight. I'm hoping the level here isn't too big anymore. Search for Thaos, of course it is. Oh, is he here?
Margaren's fire casts light in dark places. Hello? Is everyone still there?
Scroll of Maelstrom. Ring of Searing Flames. Grants combusting wounds, 3 per rest. Even though someone already have this. You know? Searing Flames. Combusting wounds, 3 per rest. Oh, someone must talk.
Doesn't that just beat all? Here I was, wondering all this time whether all these terrible things were people's fault or the gods. Turns out they might be the same thing. Wonder how things would have gone different 15 years ago if the Raid Sarens had been told their god was made in some forge or kiln someplace. Would we still have gone to war?
I don't know. I think they probably would have, but the reasons would have been different, and the consequences would have been different, and the actions would have been different, because there would not have been the, I guess, the religious justification for it, because it's faith-based. You don't have to justify it. So you would have had to come up with actual reasons. People were starving. They'd have rebelled sooner or later.
I could see the rebellion still happening, but I don't know that they would have invaded.
Uh, yeah. He looks down at the ground, drumming his fingers against his side restlessly. When he speaks again, it seems half to himself.
I don't know. When Woden left for war, we, had a fight. As brothers will.
What about?
About him going off to war. He was set on it. But my parents warned him. They said you get a new country with every trip across the border, but your god, you only get the one. Now, me? I didn't know who was right. All I knew was I didn't want him to go. It's the same for families as it is for gods. You only get the one. I said every vicious thing I could think of, trying to change his mind. He brushed it off. Just got me madder, of course, him being so calm. He said I should come with him, but he'd understand if I didn't want to. I told him he'd better be able to face his god one day and answer for what he'd done. He said he'd keep that in mind. And then, he was gone. By the time I'd cooled off, months had passed. One morning it dawns on me that my brother always knew better than me. If he was so sure of what he was doing, then I should be there with him. I packed my things and was on the road that same morning. Of course, what I didn't know then was he'd already changed his mind. By that time, he was dead on that field.
So if you'd left with him, you'd have known why he changed his mind.
If I'd have left with him, we'd both be dead, so I don't know why I bother thinking about it. I found my own way in the end, and it wasn't my brother's and it wasn't my god's. I don't know if it was right. But I couldn't abide what Widewin was doing to his own. God or not. I don't regret it. Whether Widewin was Aothis, well, it hardly seems to matter after what we just heard. And all these questions I've been trying to figure out. I think I just miss my brother.
He smiles faintly, and when he breathes, the air seems to flow more freely through his lungs. Let's be on our way.
Still one more mess we gotta straighten out. Come on then. I still owe you one.
Anyone else? Anyone?
Hey,
Now's the time. After a while, I'm not gonna be asking you any questions.
Slowly now.
If you want to
all right
pipe
then.
in, now's the time.
Look at that. A city to put all others to shame. And long lost.
Many spirits stir here, edged with anger, violence.
We light our own path now, Watcher.
Can you do that again? I had something in my eye. I missed most of it.
No, I can't do it again. We have options to go straight here or see the side passages. Actually we don't. Diamonds. Boots of speed. +3 move speed. I don't think we need this. That yeah, we don't have a character who really needs to be at places. With and shade. Ah, it's a spirit. So a good choice for us to taste it. Taking spirit specialty.
Braved up.
Sure. It's not immune to paralysis, so I think we are getting easy kills here.
Spot!
Oh, for fuck's sakes.
My mind feels sharp as steel.
Are they blind?
Not even slip! I shall be quiet as a
We
calm
should not have
sea,
trouble with enemies of
which
this
is
caliber.
not very quiet.
What is this machine? Well, fuck me. It's Shadow Drake. Why am I doing this? Maybe I needed to do it to move forward. Crap. We're in a bit of a bad position. They're weak against fire. Um, uh, you people need to be somewhere else.
Oh?
Okay, I think this justifies a proper buff spell.
What?
What is it doing? Some kind of a psychic backlash. They tried to use mind power against Queen Mother. Right. Oh, you fool. Go for it. So it's not gonna be too dangerous. Can probably screw it over a little bit. Paralyzed for 16.7 seconds, so we should be able to use that time to handle things here. The Shades aren't that easy opponents though.
Your thought must close my mind.
13 seconds left. Need to be able to take care of more opponents.
Spot on!
10 seconds left.
Don't even look!
Ooh, a lot of shadows. The Shadow Drake probably isn't too dangerous, but I still would like to keep him paralyzed as much as I can, so I'm not wasting all my points. At the same time, I could do a little bit of harm here.
Gotta try something else!
Are you doing something? No. We do need to cast this soon though. Right, 3.5 seconds left, so if you sort of repeat the paralysis,
Spot on!
paralyzed for 10 seconds.
My mind.
Right, no point holding back anymore. Disperse as much damage as you can.
Feels sharp as steel.
Proactive!
Yeah, he's not gonna survive for long. Still, he's not a terrible opponent either. Go for it.
Spot on! Got
More paralysis. If you could prone the fucker, that would be great. And he's stunned, disoriented, and dead.
Hey.
Still, we handled that quite nicely. Didn't have to sacrifice too much to
course.
do it. Chalky bits of bone break away between your fingers.
Hello? Hello?
Minor bracer of deflection. We don't need this shit. So a few warm-up fights, I guess, until we reach the center. What is that? Whale. Ooh. That's Whale was the one who had the spirit of Eos inside him. The shadows in the cavern suddenly lengthen and swallow you. When your eyes adjust to the darkness, you find yourself in the midst of what must be another vision. You are surrounded by mist. The ground feels springy under your feet. You imagine that as soon as you take a step, the soil behind you will erase all trace of your passage. As if on cue, the mists before you clear just enough for you to take a couple of steps forward. You do, and the fog closes behind you. You continue for several minutes in this manner, one step at a time, never seeing more than the ground right in front of you. Eventually, rays of light cut through the haze and you find yourself facing a canyon wall. Durance's head twitches as though a mosquito had flown into his ear. He swings haphazardly at the air with his staff. Something whizzes past you. Just as you turn, you catch another whir of movement. Out of the mist flits a shape, small and round. You think you see another, and another. They tickle the corners of your vision. You turn back to the canyon wall. The sun shifts along its path, and what looked like a smooth rock face is the hollow of a cave. A figure steps out, its features shifting and changing before your eyes. He who sees and is not seen, save when he chooses it seems. Kana regards the figure with very fascination. I thought the gods of mysteries my chief enemy at times, but one cannot seek out answers if the questions aren't there. The figure transforms from male to female, from Orlan to Almawa, its bones lengthening and its fur receding into its flesh. The only detail that remains constant is the smooth, eyeless face. The whizzing, whale was, the whizzing, rushing shapes from the mist converge on the figure, and as they form a spinning cloud, you realize that they are eyes. Yeah, the god of answers and secrets.
You understand the value of a mystery watcher, a buried scroll, a hidden truth. These are my ways. You unravel a thread, watcher, one you have lost and discovered over generations, and following it to its end has only brought you back to the beginning.
Eyes track you even as they circle the god. Have I been here before? Well, of course I have. What are you talking about? Whale giggles, a strangely modulated sound that rises and falls as the god shifts from one form to the next. You seek, and search while your foe obscures, and even your quest for answers to the past has only led you to another mystery, and one grander still. Why am I here? See to the souls Thaos has trapped. Yeah, that's, I suppose, the main reason why I'm here. My goal now is to see to the souls Thaos has trapped. Yes, but what would you do with them?
A nebula of souls, blind and brimming with potential. The answer to Woodika's question at the beginning of yours. What would you do with them?
Thunder clouds form overhead, casting shadows of the movement across canyon. Well, according to Hylia, it's possible to restore them to Hallowborn.
A song the world knows and tires of. The droning chorus repeated again and again. Better the improvised melody, the unfolding chant. The listeners sit rapt, and just when they think they have the tune, it changes again. Even the gods require fresh mysteries.
The clouds break, and the torrent of rain washes Vale's features clean. His blank face molds itself again, taking on the shape of something you've never seen before. Do not consign the souls to the fate of some god's choosing. You have found them, now scatter them across existence, their destinations known to neither god nor mortals. Let them be lost again, new answers to new riddles. Behind him, the sudden downpour has carved new caves into the canyon. Intellect 17. Yeah, we probably should choose these. It's unlikely that there's a lot of classes where high intelligence would be something we would pick. You say I shouldn't let a god decide their fate, but it seems you're asking me to do just that.
In a way. But something must be done, and hurling them from the machinery of other schemes is the truest course of action.
What end would that serve?
No end, Watcher. That is the purpose.
Um, I don't agree to this. I mean, sort of the idea that no, going according to no design is somehow the superior choice, because you can't really escape it. Natural selection is sort of that. I mean, it's random, but because of conditions, certain well, choices is definitely not the correct word, but certain end results are better suited for those conditions than others. Even though it's random, so there's some kind of direction to it, and some people seem to treat it as it's somehow the most desirable thing to happen. I mean, we shouldn't in do intelligent design of our own if we can help it. It's the natural thing. Natural thing is always a good thing, but natural things can be extremely unwelcome. It's natural to inject some kind of larva into other creatures' their brain and have them eat it out. It's natural thing to have slaves in animal kingdom. It's natural to have massive population collapses because of famine and all kinds of nasty things. They're all natural terrible shit. It's that's sort of the and that really serves no purpose. Some kind of design, some kind of plan uh, tends to be better in almost every case, unless you're intentionally trying to screw things up. So this no purpose is the best choice seems ridiculous. What would happen to the soul?
None know. They could end up anywhere in the realms of gods or mortals, whole or divided. Discovering them again and charting their course through the ether will be a new mystery.
Yeah, farewell, you son of a bitch.
That is a word for endings, and this is but a crossroads. Even I do not know what you would choose.
Shadows from the new caves melt and spread across the landscape, covering you in darkness. When the light returns, the vision is gone. Hmm.
Let's see what lies this way.
I suppose it would be very typical to what whale represents. He wanted me to discover a book and then wanted me to go and bury it again so someone else can find it again. Um, There's a door here.
Brave thou. Elath.
Doesn't look like too bad of a fight.
Gotta try some.
Well, shit. Incoming fire breath. How could I disable it somehow? I don't know if I can. At least he's blinded for 43 seconds. It's a bit hard to see what's going on. It's a fairly good Drake. It's hard to hit. Give it another try. No, don't. I'd like to increase our chance of hit. Maybe disable him a little bit. I'm not exactly sure where everyone is. We're blind and frightened, that's why we're not hitting anything. You're probably the same. Right. Let's try this again. It's the Mew. No, definitely not. Okay, people, I need you to focus this Ooh, Shadow Drake's on our side now. No, that's no good. It won't last. Well, it lasts 21 seconds. What a minor duration. Do something else then. It should give us time to handle most of the other guys. Fuck. Guess I accidentally did damage to him or something. Try to disrupt the fucker. Extra damage is gonna land on him any second.
My mind feels self-esteem.
Brave thou Elath. Spot on!
Yes, this is where we needed to go. But, court. Guardian's Dome. Where are the other paths then? I didn't want to go. I wanted to Well, I'm not sure what I wanted to do. I wanted to see if it's a separate minor area or its path forward. That's right, sun in shadow. It's hard to see that this is anything but the end. So, let's not go to the court quite yet. I'm not sure if there's a consequence to going there now, instead of
Silence surrounds me.
properly looking through things. I mean, maybe there are more of those lights we can ignite for some kind of consequence. Maybe talk to the new spirits.
Brave, thou shalt not believe.
Hmm.
This thing isn't... doing the job.
Doing the job just fine.
Of course.
Rite of Ancient Legends, +3 lore for 120 seconds. Might be worth using. I mean, there's probably going to be a discussion section when we face Thaos. The more lore we can have there, the better. Exceptional robe. Exceptional quarterstaff. So making sure you have at least some kind of basic thing going for you. What is this? Don't want to get hurt now. A long segment of the bridge rises over the ruins of an ancient city. It looks stable enough, but the wide gap leaves little room for error. Jump? We have options. We don't really have anything we can use. It's... saved. That's the only thing there that's worthwhile. What is it? Kana gets a running start and leaps over the gap. However, Kana cries out upon landing. Why did Kana... Okay, I'm loading. I want to see... Can I somehow choose exactly the character to do it? It's clear athletic performance, so Pelagina would probably be the best choice. I would never in a million years tell Kana to do it.
All
Maybe
right, then.
he
I'm
was
ready.
just a first there or something. No, it's a Kana again. It just makes very little sense. Spell ward amulet, ring of oversight. 10% ability area effects. Defense against spells versus Fortitude Reflex Will. Um, Actually, there are probably going to be a lot of spells thrown our way. Someone else want protection against spells? Yeah, probably have to rest. Yeah. That's basically getting twist angle sprain to rest. You definitely have to rest.
Hey,
I just don't get why. It's Canna because he probably has the weakest athletics. Otherwise, it would be someone else. But if the point, I can see what's there. It's just a platform with one body. Why can't I just send a guy to go and do it? Any guy, really. Why does it have to be the entire group jumps there? Right. So there's nowhere to go at this point. Final confrontation. Certainly looks like we're not gonna use those long duration buffs. I'd have to, I'm guessing when I go close to Thaos here, it's gonna trigger something and we'll automatically go to go close to him or something. So I'll never have the time to properly use anything. It looks like we'll have to go there, there, and there. So maybe when we're more or less there, we can use whatever we're gonna go and go into the fight itself.
If secrets whisper here, I shall listen for them.
Scroll of Defense, Bloodstone. Enough of this sneaking around. We're not gonna surprise anyone here. Potion Bulwark against elements. Hint hint. Who are you? Thaos.
Are you ready to take the oath? To spread the word of the gods to the lost and heathen?
Ring of Unshackling. Suppress affliction to arrest. That's usually very useful. If someone doesn't have something good, that's a good one. Combusting Wounds is something we don't really use, but if we have a tough opponent against us, that's another one that could be very useful. Suppress my affliction. She already has one. Ring of Wizardry. Uh, +2 first level spell users, +2 third level spell users, which translates to what exactly? Ah, and whatever, I'll still keep them.
all right then.
Ruby, Scroll of Major, Restore Major Endurance.
I am trusting you to remain loyal to the gods in this. But you will have greater powers than me to answer to. But you will answer to me as well.
Broad Pelt of Power. +2 Might and Resolve. Binding and Constitution. Stuck. Right. Might. Might and Resolve. Damage reduction, burn, freeze, smooth skin. Whatever.
And ask this, were there any other choice?
This is a missionary, same as I was. Taught the wrong things as I was. Oceanus. They have held off many would-be invaders.
You are ready to give a confession?
I'm ready to hear one from you.
Right. If we move there, that's probably the end game then. The machine. Right. If we're gonna do any long-term buffs, I guess now's about as good as time as any. Make your choice. Ooh. Why do you have +3 mechanics? Well, we might as well cast that too. There's nothing. No reason not to. Hmm.
Oh?
Oh, indeed. 3 lore. Hmm. There's double. It's converted to crits. Damage reduction, burn, shock, corrode, freeze. I'll take this.
Following your lead.
Merciless gaze. It's converted to crits. What is this? Beneficial effects suspended, right? Beneficial suppression of suppress affliction, right? Bit different. I sort of think paralysis is not gonna work on the fucker though. I mean that's too easy. Yes. I'd be better off going with direct damage. He could take spells though. Long-term paralysis, and it wouldn't be a bad idea for someone to have it. She can paralyze a little bit, but not that much. So yeah, there's a good possibility we won't be able to take any use of these, but if the opportunity arises, go.